Warrior Home Improvement. Introducing first, he's fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the cage tonight at a height of 5 feet 8 inches, having weighed in at 136.4 pounds. He trains with Kombat Kingz and he fights out of Decatur, Alabama. And tonight, in the Aries Fight Series cage, he makes his Muay Thai debut. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ethan Kill or Be Killed Bennett! And his opponent across the cage and fighting out of the red corner. He steps into the cage tonight at a height of 5 feet 5 inches, having weighed in at 143.6 pounds. He trains with Team NKI and he fights out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And tonight in the Aries Fight Series cage, he also makes his amateur debut. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Jason Buckner! Your referee for this high-quality Harlem Bowl.
Well, as we get ready for our final bout before intermission, do want to mention just.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to a weight infraction.
Oh, well, they're gonna cover it right here.
The red corner will begin this evening at a deficit of 2 points.
And that's a hard recovery.
It is.
You know, starting out down 2 points is a tough recovery.
Jeff Jankowski in the corner for Ethan Bennett. You know, he's a really sound mind here in combat sports.
Ethan says he's not touching gloves, man. He's going right for it.
Well, why would you? You know, I think he feels a little disrespected with the weightness.
Yeah. I think Ethan's going to do a great job of trying to keep his distance here.
And some body work.
Yeah, I saw Buckner throw. It looked like he tried to throw a hammer fist there.
Some body work would do well for Ethan Bennett, you know, especially with your opponent missing weight.
Yep.
Buckner is a bully, though. You can tell Buckner just wants to use his mass. And right now he's swinging those right hands, and the headgear is going to be interesting, man. We don't see a lot of these.
No.
You just don't see it. This is a unique set of circumstances.
And I think that was a smart move for Bennett. I think it was a good negotiation, and I'm happy for him because he could have said no. He could have said no to the fight.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins. The fans win. Oh, and you can see Bennett's MMA training coming into play today.
Bennet's worked up.
I can't imagine
Buckner is showing his 10 pounds.
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
I gotta say he is.
We'll see how that plays out the longer this goes.
Man, Ethan's looking sharp here in the first.
So Ethan made his debut, and you know, he did suffer a pretty devastating knockout, but that was at 125. This fight, you know, was supposed to be at 135, and that's what Ethan weighs. So his chin, you know, is going to be improved. Excuse me here. Excuse me.
Ten seconds remaining here in the first. And I gotta say, I'm leaning towards Bennett a little bit on this one.
Well, it's very evenly matched, but you got to remember, regardless of what we think, there's a 2-point penalty, you know, assessed to. So even if you think Buckner won that round, it's moot. You know, he's not ahead. Jeff Jankowski almost wiped out there.
So this is where
to talk to his fighters.
There was a point where Buckner had Bennett's head against the door and was just letting him have it. That didn't last for too long. We see Buckner with some heavy breathing here.
Yeah.
In the first.
Well, Buckner's power shots are just, he's winging them, you know? Yep. And if he lands, you know, there is potential there. Being the bigger guy, he could put a hurting on Bennett. Bennett's really just got to get the pitter-patter going, I feel like. A little foot movement. He went to the body effectively in round one.
With my friends from Smoky Mountain CBD, Check out their products. It is fantastic. I will swear by the pain relief myself. SmokyMountainCBD.com.
All right, coach is getting kicked out. It's a mad rush for the door there. It's like you got cameramen, you got cornermen all trying to get out of the cage. Oh, look at this. The referee is giving Ethan Bennett a warning about his fist being fully in the glove. Shades of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury.
No kidding.
Whoa, a downed opponent. Hey. And for a man who's already down 2 points.
Wow.
Let's take a look. Well, I will say this. Bennett did kind of execute a takedown in round 1. He didn't follow it up with strikes, but
yeah,
this is already kind of
I honestly think that Buckner's getting desperate here. I got to be honest with you. And I don't think he's quite at that performance point yet, but I think that Buckner knows his gas tank is a little on the lower side for Bennett.
Out of Florence, Alabama, Bennett's showing that toughness going against
He is. No, he really is.
Ooh, big body shot there from Buckner.
Whoa, man,
Bennett returns.
Bennett had 2 right on the chin that looked great. He needs a few more of those.
He's just got to get the pitter-patter going. If you're going against the guy with a gas tank question, right now this isn't where he wants to be. He's got to move his feet. He's got to get out of there. Ref's going to break him, and I would like to see Bennett have the presence of mind to circle off the cage.
And Buckner
doesn't look pleased, and he doesn't really look present. He
doesn't look energetic, we'll say that. Bennett's corner calling for straight punches, and I agree with him. If he goes right down the center, that's where he's going to be at. He's got a huge reach advantage here. He didn't call it. Come on. I don't think that was a low blow.
Man, this fight's had a little bit of everything. It really has.
Right,
it's like any little wrinkle you can see in a fight. There's headgear, there's not normally headgear, there's low blows.
This is like a pop quiz for Harlan Bowman here. My God. What an interesting
It's remarkable.
match.
This is actually remarkable.
Oh, I like that from Bennett. That left looked great.
Nice return from Buckner, though. And Buckner's got to keep in mind that penalty. He really is in a situation where he needs to finish now in round 3.
He does. Yeah, he would have.
Just because how close those 2 rounds were, assuming a judge or 2 gave Buckner one of those rounds.
Right.
Excuse me. Each fighter has a round,
but
if you have a 2-round penalty, you need to get the finish.
Don't forget,
Even trying to explain the fight.
I get what you're saying.
I'm drawn into just a convoluted scenario, but this is the final bout before intermission. Final Thai boxing bout of the undercard. Still to come, juniors Thai boxing title fight, Trayton Byerly versus Xander Persinger.
You will not want to miss it.
I am really looking forward to that Persinger-Byerly contest. Byerly's going to try and defend that championship against one of the young guns there in the juniors Thai division. And if we get a performance anything like we got from Byerly in Chattanooga when he won that title,
oh God!
I mean, he's really going to clear out that division. He's really a dangerous competitor. But we turn our attention to a sort of
Bennett's letting him know. The A knee coming in too. Man.
You hear the corner though of Bennett telling him get off the cage because he just needs to get busier with the footwork. Keep circling. Buckner now throwing those bombs. I think he knows. He knows the situation.
He does. Yeah. He's not calling for accuracy. He's
nice body kick. Nice big left hand there from Buckner.
Those gloves are getting heavy, and Buckner's really showing that.
Bennett would really do well to utilize a jab to the body and then a double jab to the head.
Yeah.
And then movement after the jab.
I was going to say that. I think that's what Bennett really needs now is some shots in and a step out.
A minute left. And it'll come, this is only the second time we've seen Bennett in there. Yeah. I know he's working hard. He's got a really good camp. But right now, I'll tell you what, you wonder the headgear, right? would some of these shots otherwise put Bennett down that Buckner is landing, but the headgear.
Sure. There is the old thought and theory that with headgear, people tend to hit harder.
It makes it worse, yeah. No.
You got it. So there's kind of that caveat as well. Ooh, that looked good for Bennett.
Well, Mr. Robinson, Mr. Robinson got me with the point counterpoint there on the old headgear argument. You're not wrong.
That's why when I don't spar often, but or really much at all. But when I wouldn't wear headgear because I honestly felt better without it. Afterwards, I would feel better without it.
Well, you hear the crowd getting loud here. You know, those 2 points do come into play. There's a lot to be seen here. As we still have about 15 seconds here to close out this bout. Just kind of a pawing left hand there from Bennett in a big clubbering situation.
That's exactly what Buckner's been trying to do this whole fight, is just getting into a clobber.
Round 3 was kind of a muck.
It was.
It was a mud pile. Ethan Bennett, hey, Florence, Alabama's own, got his hand raised. He feels like he's done enough. Here comes Buckner's corner, parading Buckner around the corner. And he's got some fans. They're making some money. I'm seeing Cotton Eye Joe owner Chuck Ward. He's sitting cage side. He's loving the vibes right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, that turned to be a good fight.
I think he's checking out Buckner's tats. You know, he sees he's got a lot going on. He's like, what's going on with this guy? But no, we are very thankful to Chuck Ward and all the workers here at Cotton Eye Joe. Aries Fight Series unofficial home. This is the first of 3 straight events. It's tonight, Aries 24, Aries 25 coming your way. April 6th, headlined by Luis Pena versus Dedrick Sanders.
Huge card coming in.
You heard from one half of that co-main event, Robbie Ring, who we understand would have been here tonight. He's a little under the weather. Get well soon to the Razor. We want to see you back in action. But he'll have a stiff test in the Golden Boy, Brandon McMahon, who joined us for a couple fights tonight. And hey, Anson Phillips, you know, the frequent flyer, the captain himself, sending people for rides. Pro debut time, you know, obviously.
That's a wild debut against Carter Beekman.
And it's he finds himself against another, you know, a Gogi warrior there, you know. Obviously, the last time we saw him at amateur, he had the ankle injury. But it's time for him to go pro.
I agree with you.
Carter Beekman is a game opponent. That's going to be a great one, Houston.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's pretty clear cut, but then again,
we don't make any assumptions here.
The judges have got a lot to consider here.
Yeah, they do.
You just hope that everything was applied correctly. And I mean, both last names start with a B.
Yeah.
You want to make sure the correct guy had the points deducted.
Did you have the guy with the tattoos? Oh, they both have tattoos. Okay, all right.
The guy with the black trunks? Oh,
yeah, no kidding.
It's tough, man. It's tough. But I know how much, if we do see the arm of Ethan Bennett get raised, I know how much that would mean for him. And his camp there, you know, Jeff Jankowski, Ty Guthrie, you know, I follow these guys on social media. Great people, but man, they really love the sport. These guys have thrown themselves into it. They've got a nice little stable there in Florence, and
Jeff Jankowski's making a statement with his leisure wear here.
Yeah, listen, I mean, he earned it. Him and Peyton Luttrell got their hand raised in the opening contest of the night, so he's flexing the slippers.
He's got it.
All right, Lance Green has the answer to all of our questions, throwing it out of the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, following 3 grueling rounds, this decision has gone to your judges' scorecard. Your first judge, Lisa Doran, scores this 28-27. For Buckner. Your second judge, Josh Amano, scores it 29-26 for Bennett. Your final judge, Johnny Stewart, sees this 28-27. Your winner by split decision out of the red corner.